for a world where we're not dependent on oil, a world where we're a more decentralized economy, where the needs of people and the environment are first, rather than the needs of profit and capital. In a world where no one is left behind, we look at a smaller scale as opposed to a larger scale. A larger scale is our vision and our spirit, but on the practical level, decentralized economy, cooperatively based economy is what we need, not greed.
Transition towns seems like a good idea, because every single thing in our society is based on petroleum products, and the fact that there isn't very much left of it is a little scary.
A town that's thinking about what will happen as fossil fuels become less available.
Hope that people take a little bit more time to listen to the earth and what it is saying.
That, you know, there's only a certain amount of oil in the world, and to do with people using more sustainable forms of transportation, biking a lot, and there's a really great bus system out here.
Hey. Transition towns are actually looking to the future and seeing if they're able to continue to thrive even as oil depletion and prices drive all of us back to walking on foot. I've joined the two that are on either side of my community, and I certainly would indeed. I would like to see the town of Hadley be much more sustainable than it currently is.
I've heard about it just in the sense that I live in the town of Ashfield, and I know that a conversation has just been started about it. So there's a, what do you call this, like a web server list or something with people writing comments about it. We just joined, and I don't think we've received any emails yet, but we don't have internet at home. So
my hometown is actually going through it. The town that I grew up in, Southern Vermont. Like they're talking about alternative energies, they're talking about community gardens, they're talking about you know, sourcing as much of their food locally as they can, and basically knowing where everything they use comes from. There's a lot of people here sort of doing their part, even though they don't know it.
Just get a visual picture of exactly what are all the things I know of that are going on. I was preparing for a Transition Shutesbury meeting, and I wanted other people to know how they could plug in, and I wanted them to know that there are a lot of things happening. And I know the contact person for every single one of these, and if anybody's interested, I will plug you in.
You vote for each one. Yeah, you can vote for all of them if you want. So
why don't we put that into conventional wisdom too?
I was gonna ask Susan if you and talk about them.
Let's do it that way.
And so when we talk about them, what are we gonna do?
You're going to facilitate a good conversation.
Do we need a note taker?
Sometimes that means just letting you do it.
Yeah, you need a note taker.
Okay, I'll be a note.
Too far away to bring their stuff to market every week. So what they did was they hired a young person to facilitate a virtual farmers market. And in her town, they started off just doing produce in the summertime, but they've expanded, or maple syrup, or I'm trying to think.
Well, how about grain?
Shrewsbury, who would have a booth up there, and people could drop off the extra stuff, whatever it was.
That's right back to where she was, where she ended up.
Yeah. Start off with an email list and everybody post on Wednesday what they have extra of for Saturday, and we somehow work it that way.
Yeah, you know what, Susan, I like that idea. Get that NOFA grant and do this small scale and to hire somebody perhaps just to take care of that.
Right.
We have 1 minute left on it.
Just got on. I'm just starting to investigate permaculture, so I don't have a idea what this issue and people will
So what's the name of the website, Joshua?
It's the Western Massachusetts Permaculture Guild.
So you just go to.
I first ran into the concept through the Natural Step, which was an organization that was founded in Sweden and did a lot of work in trying to raise awareness about crisis. And they used a funnel. And so it started in stages. You know, this is not the first time we're moving in this direction, but it's becoming stronger. And so that's, for me, what it's about. That's the transition is, okay, it's a different time. We're transitioning away from this fossil fuel era, the industrial age, into, you know, a different age.
I like the fact that we can actually get together and figure this out in some wonderful way, and in many wonderful ways, no matter what happens.
Thank you. That's excellent.
And I would say also that, you know, the idea that we're working on a process, and that process is the process of bringing people together, getting them to discuss these kinds of ideas, you know, practical things, and that in and of itself is going to make this grow.
And it would just keep on transitioning and transitioning and transitioning.
It's going to be happening to us that it's almost kind of thrilling to have this group happening, so that even I feel like we're going to be okay because we're kind of preparing.
We've been missing some elements of life in this great, you know, unfolding of how things have been evolving in our culture. We've been missing some things, and we're claiming them now. Being known to one another and bridging apparent differences, you know, and getting smarter emotionally and socially, more intelligent, you know. So it's about
New skills.
New skills,
New
yeah.
social skills.
New social, right, right. And increased quality of life because of them.
It's a re-villaging of our lives.
Yes.